Have you ever looked back at your life and wondered how one decision changed everything? Because sometimes I do. Before I came to the Middle East, before long shifts became part of my daily life, before I started wearing a company uniform, I was living a completely different life in Bhutan. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Diaries. Today, I want to share that story with you. In 2009, I joined the Royal Government of Bhutan. Like many young people starting their careers, I was excited, hopeful, and proud to have secured a government job. I was posted in Thimphu, the capital city of Bhutan, where I would spend the next 10 years of my life. My work was related to maintaining the cleanliness and environmental management of the city. Like many office workers who spend their days behind desks and computers, my job took me outdoors. I visited different neighborhoods, communities, streets, and public places. Every day was different. I got to see the real life of Thimphu from up close. Looking back now, I realize how lucky I was. My job wasn't just about work. It allowed me to meet people, understand communities, and witness how our city was growing and changing. Over the years, I was fortunate enough to attend various training, workshops, seminars, and study tours. My work took me to countries like Singapore, South Korea, Thailand, and India. For someone who came from a small Himalayan kingdom, these experiences were eye-opening. I learned new ideas, saw different cultures, and gained valuable experiences that shaped my perspective on life. But if you ask me today what I valued the most during those years, it wasn't the travel, it wasn't the trainings, and it certainly wasn't the salary. It was the people. I got married in 2011. 2 years later, in 2013, my son was born. Life wasn't perfect, but it felt complete. I had my family, I had my parents, I had my relatives nearby. I had my friends and colleagues who felt like family. After work, life continued. There was no rush, no overtime, no night shifts. Most days, I would start work in the morning and return home in the evening. Then came the simple moments that we often take for granted. Meeting friends, visiting relatives, sharing meals, going on treks, attending social gatherings, laughing over cups of tea, creating memories without even realizing it. Financially, life was modest. The salary was enough to survive, but not enough to become rich. Back then, I learned something important. Money can make life comfortable, but happiness often comes from something much simpler. Time with family, meaningful friendships, and the feeling of belonging somewhere. For 10 years, that was my life. And honestly, I thought it would continue that way. But the life has a strange way of changing direction when you least expect it. In 2018, an opportunity appeared. One of my colleagues told me about the job vacancies in the Middle East. At first, I didn't think too much about it. Most Bhutanese government employees who wanted to go abroad usually chose countries like Australia, Canada, the United Kingdom, or the United States, often for studies and better opportunities. The Middle East wasn't a common choice. In fact, very few Bhutanese government employees had taken that path. But something about the opportunity caught my attention. The government had a provision called extraordinary leave. Employees could take a break from their jobs and later return. My plan was simple. I would go abroad, work for 2 years, save money, come back home, resume my government job, and continue life as before. At least that was the plan. So I applied. I attended the interview and eventually I was selected. Suddenly, what had been just an idea became reality. The closer the departure time came, the more real it felt. For the first time in my life, I was preparing to leave not just my country, but everything familiar. My family, my parents, my relatives, my friends, my colleagues. The life I had spent 10 years building. In May 2018, I packed my bags and boarded a flight. I believe I would be gone for only 2 years. I thought I knew exactly how my future would unfold. But life had other plans. But I had no idea that one flight would change my life. The years ahead would teach me lessons about family, sacrifice, success, and life itself. And that journey began in a small country far away from home, the Middle East. But that story is for the next video. Sometimes, when we look back at where we came from, we better understand where we are today. And sometimes, the biggest goodbyes become the beginning of our biggest journeys. So, let me ask you, if you had a stable life, a secure job, and loved ones around you, would you leave it all behind for an uncertain future abroad? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for spending few minutes with me and listening to a chapter of my life that many people have never heard before. Thank you once again, and I will see you in the next episode of Pemdu Diaries.